And then we had I think 5 or 6 mid pick and rolls in a row that they scored on in pretty much every way they could. Came off at a 3, didn't get through the screen. Got a lob, hit a couple floaters down the lane. I think they scored 6 straight times off that, and that kind of extended it a little bit. But I mean, listen, it's not very easy to evaluate any of that stuff. I just feel like we were full step slow tonight. Defensively, we just seemed like we were chasing everything. Didn't guard the ball well enough. Didn't contest shooters well enough. I mean, they were obviously picking us apart. Just moving a lot better than we were.
Joel, I don't think they able to get the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
And had some success there.
Mm-hmm.
What did you just kind of make of his night overall?
Well, I think it was a pretty tough night for everybody. I mean, I didn't think we shot it particularly well, but I don't think we generated nearly as good as shots. I kept talking about the last series how the shot creation and generation was excellent, right? And it wasn't very good tonight. I thought we we just gonna have to figure out how to run some more offense to get some of the same looks we got in the last series. Obviously, it's a new series. We got to figure it out. We weren't, again, really hard to evaluate. I think that we just were kind of stuck in mud at both ends, and they put it on us. They had a great shooting night, and we didn't guard them well enough, and they put it on us.
Nick, I know you don't want to say excuses of tiredness or exhaustion or anything like that, but if you just honestly look at the game,
Mm-hmm.
you guys seem tired.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a factor did that play in, and when did you really start to notice it?
Well, again, you can't make excuses. That's for sure. We knew it might be difficult, but you're never gonna go into the game and say this is gonna happen. You got to see it played out. And I really thought it was okay there at the start, but obviously it kind of hit us. And I just thought kind of towards the end of the first, we just weren't getting, like I said, that 6 straight mid pick and rolls were just too easy. Just all so it wasn't challenged like you got to challenge one way or the other at the rim or the 3. Somebody's got to be running out there to challenge, and we couldn't get around them, back in front of them. We left them open for too many wide open threes. We even gave up a couple. Well, I think just one or two maybe dunks behind us. We got to clean all that stuff up.
How about that Tyrese combined for 13 free throws at halftime? You mentioned free throws before,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe Robinson and Towns had 3 fouls apiece on them. Do you feel like that could have been used as an advantage for you guys?
Yeah, I mean it was super physical. I think they played really physical. I don't think we did get to the line some, but I thought in that same kind of run, I think we had 3 turnovers and they were just kind of on ball. They're physical. There's body hits, there's slaps, whatever. But you got to be able to at least secure the ball and not cough it up. I think we coughed 2 of the 3 up for pick sixes down to the other end, and that's just you can't do that in the playoffs. You gotta. Again, I thought it was physical. I didn't think we handled it great. We're gonna have to handle it better.
How much do you plan on drawing from the responses that you guys had from 1-4 last series to win tonight?
Well, you have to. Again, it's like I know that wasn't any fun. It wasn't any fun to sit there. It wasn't any fun, to be a part of, to be honest, and watch. But it's 0-1. Doesn't really matter if it's 6 points or 36 or whatever the hell it was. It's 0-1, and we got to wash that one away and get back. And we're gonna have to provide much more energy and physicality and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Go back to the defense, and you mentioned after Game 7 that you felt like you'd taken like a tiny bit of a step back on guarding the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Were some of those things popping up again, or was it new stuff or additional stuff?
Yeah, no, we didn't guard it well enough. We didn't guard it near well enough. I think you're never gonna let a team shoot that percentage if you're guard. It probably starts at that. Just guarding the ball and impacting dribblers, fighting through screens, getting around screens, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's gonna have to be better.
What made you try hacking this that early in the first quarter?
Just presented itself, subbed him in. They were in the bonus. Figured, and I think it was right on the end of that famous pick and roll series I'm talking about. So I think it was a chance to try to stop, their momentum a little bit.
Nick, you had VJ, you had Paul George, you had Oubre, all of them in the first quarter, I believe, trying to stop Brunson. Is that a case where they do it with each other? Do you switch it around, or how does that work out?
We'll make the switches sometimes. Sometimes it just happens, kind of whatever. You're getting back in transition. It happens. They're coming down fast, and whoever's closest has to pick him up. But yeah, we switch it around.
At a point, Jordan, like, he was in pain, I believe, in the second half, and he came out the game. Is he all right? Did he come out just because of the score?
Yeah, he looked like he got hit in the stomach on a screen and roll. But I think he's probably okay. I didn't take him out for that reason. I took him out because it was no sense in getting tireder than we were.
You guys had a number of open shots in the second quarter. I think Kelly had one.
Yep.
And then, some of those goes down, but it might be a little different for a few minutes going forward, but some of that a little bit, make them miss a little bit.
I think that when the game's kind of going like that and you're not getting near enough stops, you got to keep your scoreboard moving too, right? And I think we had 3 go in and out in the second quarter. What you're talking about, it sure would have helped. It was a tough one. It was like in and out for us, bank 3 for them, in and out for us, high bounce 3. They threw one in at the quarter. They had it going. They were really great tonight. They're a great team, and they were really great tonight.
I guess to build off of your question about responding, just what do you feel like this team needs the next 2 days? Is it another long session? Is it just rest? Is it a combination of a bunch of different things? How do you plan to use the next day and before you play again?
Well, I'll get together with the staff here shortly, Gina, and decide what the plan is. But we'll certainly have to watch a bunch of film. You do that this early in the season. You can, sit down and watch quite a bit of the game and see how it unfolds, and it's probably the most important part.
Yeah, but they just had a good game plan. We had a couple breakdowns, and we'll be better next game.
Obviously, you guys have been able to rally from any loss you guys have had this year. I guess what's it going to take to come back and get after in game 2 on Wednesday?
Just get settled in, Yeah, we had breakdowns tonight, but they also shot the shit out of the ball. They were hot. They came out hot. They came out on fire. But, it's a game of adjustments. We'll make, adjustments, see what we need to get better at. But, yeah, again, the same as last series. One, they don't get any extra points for, going up big tonight. We'll be ready for game 2.
Sorry.
What do you think it is about you guys as a team that you guys were able to bounce back from those couple of big losses in the Boston series like you guys did, that maybe you kind of rely on now?
Like he said, it doesn't matter. If we lose about 7 or 70, it doesn't really matter. They won 1 game, and we lost 1 game. Like he said, we're going to make some adjustments, and we'll be ready for game 2. Game 1 doesn't carry over to game 2, and we'll be ready to play.
What do you guys do? Not just that, but is it just a energy thing that you guys would do to kind of carry over the game to make it better than what you guys got tonight?
More just, just physicality. We brought that in last series. We got to bring that to this series. And, we'll see where that goes going forward.
It took you, Tyrese, kind of so long to get yourself going. You have a basket in the second quarter.
I think I shot once in the first quarter, and I don't think it was a real shot. The ball came out of my hand, so I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. I'm an aggressive basketball player, so we'll figure it out and we'll see. I get a chance to go back and watch it and see how they were guarding us and guarding pick and rolls and guarding me in general and all of us as a team. And I'm not too worried about it.
Well, you guys, I know you never want to use fatigue as an excuse for anything like that, but if you honestly look at it with the schedule you've had over the last couple of days, did it come into play maybe tonight?
I mean, I won't use that as an excuse. But emotional roller coaster, you know, you go from a game 7 and one day off, and then you're right back into another matchup. So I think there was some carryover of us, you know, trying to get up and get prepared for this next matchup. But we should have came out and did a better job. You know, I won't use that as an excuse.
Obviously, Bronson is, such an elite scorer, I guess. So what can you maybe do better heading into game 2 in terms of any adjustments and things like that with him?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to tote the line of being aggressive, keeping him in front, and being physical without fouling. I think it's tricky with how he can draw fouls, but we just got to be smart with how we challenge him defensively.
Just, you mentioned the shot tonight, just obviously they put up a ton of points in that game 6 closeout win over Atlanta, but were there even aspects of their offense that when you're actually playing against it and like seeing it up close and experiencing it, you're like, okay, yeah, these are things that are really humming for them right now, and this is kind of what we need to focus on stopping moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, from their side, I thought the ball was hopping, and I thought, that carried into them making shots. I thought it was just more of a momentum thing once, they were moving it, and they definitely had a pep in their step. And I think that's, really gave them confidence on the offensive end to make shots.